Translator, Dark Angel, Editor Isu. Very well. Since we are all gathered beneath one roof, we are companions, so cease this squabbling. Ling Han stepped forth to mediate. His heart had already been hooked by that underground river, so how could he allow these two maidens to squander time upon such meaningless bickering? Who is companions with her? The two girls spoke the very same words at the very same instant, and once they realized it, they again cried in perfect unison, "Don't copy what I say!" Ha ha! Ling Zixuan immediately burst into tinkling laughter. Hu Niu began to laugh as well, though she did not even know what was so amusing. She only wished to join in the merriment. Everyone is done eating, yes? If all are satisfied, then we depart. Ling Han rose from his seat. No, no. Hu Niu hurriedly cried out in a muffled voice. The little girl's ability to learn was astonishing. With each passing day, she grasped more and more new words. Ling Han pondered for a moment, then said, Yutong, you remain here and look after these two girls. Liu Yutong hastily shook her head and said, I want to help you. She was at Gushing Spring Tier. She would be able to lend Ling Han strength. Ling Han felt a touch of awkwardness. This journey could not possibly last only a single day, so who could he ask to care for these two girls? Ling Zixuan was still all right, but Hu Niu was practically a man-eating little tiger. No matter whom he entrusted with her, Ling Han would still be uneasy. Yet, within that ancient historical site, it was all but certain that unforeseen dangers and sudden calamities would arise, so there was no way he could bring these two girls along. Then I'll ask Wu Songlin to take care of them. Ling Han decided after a brief consideration. Li Xichan instantly rolled her eyes. Her master was a black-grade high-level alchemist and also the headmaster of the alchemy department, and now he had actually been reduced to becoming a babysitter. She did not know whether her master would truly faint on the spot when he heard this. Yet Ling Han found it an excellent idea, for Hu Niu was certainly not a well-behaved child. Thus, if she made trouble with Wu Songlin's standing, he would be able to smooth matters over with ease. Thus, after Hu Niu had eaten her fill, he brought the two little girls along with Li Xichan to Wu Songlin's place. This time, Wu Songlin just so happened to be at home, and when he saw Ling Han, he immediately came out to receive him, as though he were the latter's disciple. When Ling Han explained his intention to have the two little girls stay over with him, the old man naturally agreed at once, and in passing asked Ling Han about certain parts of the major origin spirit replenishing technique. After all, this cultivation technique was utterly unique in the present era, so the old man naturally had many points he could not fully comprehend. Ling Han instructed him patiently, and also asked a bit about the underground river before departing together with Li Xichan. After leaving Wu Songlin's courtyard, the two of them had not gone very far when they saw a young man approaching. He looked to be about 24 or 25 years old, quite good-looking, yet his whole face carried the air of a ruffian. He had even left the front lapels of his robes open, as if he feared others might not know he was a delinquent. Li Xichan's eyes sharpened, and displeasure instantly surfaced upon her face. From the look of it, she recognized this fellow, yet he was clearly not someone whose company she enjoyed. Xichan. The young man also saw Li Xichan, and delight immediately blossomed across his face. He hastened toward them at once, looking as though he would seize her hand, his gaze leering with desire. Li Xichan shifted to the side and dodged his grasp. Her brows knitted into a frown as she said, Wu Zhongyi, be more respectful. Moreover, I've already reminded you many times. You must address me as aunt. Damn woman! The young man named Wu Zhongyi muttered, and a cold smirk crept onto his face as he said, Do you intend to forget your debts? Don't forget, if my grandfather had not taken you in as a disciple, you'd have long since had your pants removed and be raped to death. You... Li Xichan's face turned deathly pale in an instant. His words were far too vulgar, causing her petite figure to tremble as she nearly spat blood in fury. Did I speak wrongly? Wu Zhongyi gave a snort. You should have heard rumors about the character of that brat from the He clan. He doesn't only like to torture beautiful girls, he also likes to do it in public. If it was not for my grandfather protecting you, you'd be played with until there was nothing left. And now, you think your wings are fully grown, so you intend to forget your debts? As Ling Han listened, he swiftly grasped the inner workings of the matter. This Wu Zhongyi was Wu Songlin's grandson, and he harbored lustful intentions toward Li Xichan, yet Li Xichan did not like him in the slightest. Sometimes being too beautiful was not a good thing. In this regard, Liu Yutong was far more fortunate as the princess of the Liu clan who would dare covet her so brazenly. I will of course repay my debt of gratitude to master, Li Xichan said through clenched teeth. Fine, repay it then. Wu Zhongyi grinned perversely. My parents also feel we are a very good match. Why don't we marry tomorrow? My parents would definitely be very pleased. Hey, hey, you clearly look like a pig. What strange thoughts are you harboring? Ling Han took one step forward, placing himself before Li Xichan. Your name isn't goody either. Wu Zhongyi, no loyalty. Just from your name, I can tell you're scum. And who are you? Wu Zhongyi stared blankly. Pa! Ling Han's hand rose and fell like lightning, delivering a slap. He slowly withdrew his hand and said calmly, The thing I dislike the most is people cursing in front of me. Wu Zhongyi felt utterly wronged. Weren't you the one who called me a pig first? Oh, I wasn't cursing you just now. Only speaking the truth. Tell me, which part of you do you think does not resemble a pig? Ling Han explained. He was still a very polite, well-mannered person. You're still calling me a pig? Wu Zhongyi instantly sprang up, jabbing a finger at Ling Han's nose as he shouted, How dare you? You not only curse at me, you even dared to hit me. Pa! Ling Han slapped him again, sending Wu Zhongyi spinning on the spot 4 full turns before he toppled and sat hard upon the ground. Ling Han waved his hand lightly and said, I also dislike others pointing at me. Don't you know this is a very impolite and very rude thing to do? So striking people is very polite and very well-mannered then? Wu Zhongyi mocked inwardly, yet he did not dare speak such words aloud. He scrambled up at last, then pointed at Li Xichan and said, You ungrateful You actually gang up with an outsider to bully me. I'll show you. One day, you will definitely marry me, and let's see if I won't. These words made Li Xichan's pretty face turn several shades paler. Even Ling Han could no longer bear to listen to such vulgarity. He picked up a rock from the ground and slammed it onto Wu Zhongyi. Aya! Wu Zhongyi let out a miserable howl and collapsed straight onto the ground, no longer moving. Li Xichan's expression changed at once as she asked, You didn't kill him, right? It was true she did not like this person, yet Wu Zhongyi was Wu Songlin's only grandson. If he died, it would mean the Wu clan would end with this generation. It's all right. I know my own strength. At most, he'll be bedridden for about 10 plus days and have a few problems with his memory. For example, he may not remember things that happened in these few days, or maybe these few months. Ling Han said, not all that certain himself. Li Xichan rolled her eyes. And this was light to him? Still, Ling Han had acted because of her, so she was quite moved. Don't bother with him. Quite a lot of people pass through here. Soon he'll be discovered. Ling Han seized Li Xichan's hand and tugged her away. Wu Zhongyi truly was detestable, so Ling Han naturally did not mind letting him lie here and rest a while longer. Li Xichan could not resist Ling Han, who was stronger than she, so she could only submit to being pulled along. You two? When they returned to Ling Han's place, Liu Yutong saw the two walking hand in hand, and a spark of killing intent surfaced upon her beautiful face. Translator, Dark Angel. Kurisu. Ling Han laughed aloud, then let go of Li Xichan's hand and said, Are you done packing? Just now, he and Li Xichan had been responsible for escorting the two little girls over, while Liu Yutong had taken charge of gathering up their belongings. I'm finished, Liu Yutong replied with a nod. Yet the look she cast toward Li Xichan was anything but friendly, as she secretly weighed whether she ought to find a chance in the wilds to erase this girl without a sound. Then let's go! Ling Han looked as though his whole body brimmed with eager anticipation. What, in truth, lay beneath that underground river, such that high-level spirit tools would drift out from it? They set off at once, leaving the academy behind, riding out of the imperial city and heading toward Blood-Gushing Mountain, some 2,000 miles away. The mountain bore that name because from time to time, the rivers and streams pouring from it would be stained crimson, as if what flowed within the waterways was not water, but blood. Because the journey was long, all three rented horses. Otherwise, they would have had to spend several days on travel alone. I'm an orphan. It was only after my talent in alchemy was discovered that I gradually escaped poverty, but it isn't entirely a good thing when a woman is born too beautiful. As I grew older, the number of people who coveted me only increased. Along the road, Li Si-chan began to reveal the circumstances of her life. Unlike Miss Liu, who has a powerful clan behind her to shelter her, I could only do my utmost to keep a low profile, to hide. Yet one may hide for a moment, but never for a lifetime. In the end, I became the target of the seventh young master of the He clan. Fortunately, I encountered my master then. He accepted me as his disciple, and I escaped a tragic fate. It truly was a pitiful tale, but Lu Yutong was exceedingly displeased because she had been dragged in as a comparison. Just look, how wretched the other seemed. Sigh. Beautiful women suffer bitter fates. How easy it was to stir a man's sympathy? And her? From the day she was born, she had been the princess of the Liu clan, basking in all the luxuries and wealth that came with her identity. Damn this scheming woman. During the journey, they traveled by day and rested by night, and with the two girls accompanying him, Ling Han did not feel overly bored. A distance of about 2,000 miles could not truly be called too far. And with their ability to cover roughly 800 miles in a single day, 3 days later, they finally reached Blood-Gushing Mountain. Blood-Gushing Mountain did not span a vast area. From east to west, north to south, it covered only about 100 miles square or so. Yet the mountain itself was astonishingly tall and precipitous, like an arrow loosed toward the clouds, soaring straight into the heavens. If one raised their head to look, no matter how keen their eyesight, they still could not make out the summit. Such extreme height placed it in a class all its own. The mountain was covered in abundant greenery, and the towering trees blanketing it could even approach 1,000 meters in height, like ancient titans standing proudly upon the slopes. Yet, strangely enough, there were not many animals here. Ling Han and the others swiftly arrived at the location of the underground river. It was easy to find, because Blood-Gushing Mountain was not large. The recent earthquake had forced an underground river to appear, and it could be spotted from far away. The earth had split open, revealing an underground river nearly 100 feet wide. The water was extraordinarily clear, and when they approached, a piercing chill seeped into the bones. They followed the river upstream, and after about an hour, a blockade appeared before them. It was a man-made fence woven from bamboo. Only half of it had been completed, and people bustled all around it, busy with their work. From their appearance, they were ordinary villagers. However, when Ling Han and the others drew closer, shoo! A figure shot out at once, to bar their way. Halt! You are not allowed to go any farther. The man roared. He looked to be in his 40s, tall and sturdy, like an iron tower planted in the earth. Ling Han swept his gaze across him and immediately read his cultivation, 9th layer of gushing spring tear. Yi, 7th uncle! Lu Yutong quickly stepped out from behind Ling Han and greeted the middle-aged man. Yutong? The middle-aged man looked astonished. Why have you come here? The secret of this underground river should have been known only to the imperial family, the 8 great clans, and a very limited number of extremely powerful elite warriors. We have come under the command of Headmaster Wu Songlin, as his fully endorsed representatives, Ling Han said. What? The middle-aged man was even more stunned. Spirit tools were drifting out upon this underground river. This was unquestionably the greatest treasure trove since Rain Country was founded. There would certainly be disputes among the parties within the imperial city. And yet, what had Wu Songlin done? He had actually sent a few juniors as his representatives. Wasn't this taking the matter far too lightly? This is my master's letter, Li Si-chan said, producing a letter. Wu Songlin naturally understood that mere words could not serve as proof, so he had already prepared his token as well as a handwritten letter as evidence. The middle-aged man accepted it, but with his status, he had no right to open it. He only said, "Please come with me." He led the way, with Ling Han and the others following behind. This is my 7th uncle. His name is Liu Bucheng, Liu Yutong introduced. Ling Han nodded. A ninth layer gushing spring tier was not a level he would take seriously, but in a small place like Rain Country, it was indeed formidable. Consider this. Dayuan City ruled such a vast region, yet only the Dayuan King himself had reached spiritual ocean tier. Thus, the ninth layer of gushing spring tier could be called an elite warrior anywhere in Rain Country. In truth, so long as one broke through to gushing spring tier, they would be regarded as a coveted pillar of support by any faction in Rain Country, capable of helping shoulder that faction's burden. After they walked a little farther, they saw several martial artists standing guard along the riverbank, their eyes locked on the river's surface as if treasures lay within. Their attention was wholly devoted to the flowing water, not daring to show the slightest negligence. When they proceeded further, they saw that a fishing net had actually been stretched across the river, with people standing watch on both banks. "It's here! It's here!" Someone gasped in astonishment, making Ling Han and his group halt and look toward the river. They saw a jade bottle floating downstream. Its body bore multiple damaged spots, and on the intact portions were several engraved seals. The seals were exceedingly intricate, as if they depicted the Tao of heaven and earth, ancient, profound, and matured by time. A spirit tool. Ling Han's eyes brightened. In his previous life, he had been a heaven-tier powerhouse, so naturally he had possessed spirit tools of his own. He had even forged spirit tools with his own hands. So in judging spirit tools, he was far more capable than anyone here. With a single sweep of his gaze, he could tell this spirit tool was no ordinary thing. It was at least level 8. Such a spirit tool is qualified to develop its own spirit, he thought. The jade bottle quickly drifted into the fishing net. As the net blocked its advance, it stopped instantly. Yet a seal upon the jade bottle flashed at once, and with a poo, a huge hole was torn through the net, and the jade bottle continued to follow the river's flow, heading farther downstream. Everyone watched as it drifted farther downriver, and they saw several martial artists standing guard a bit farther away, all move, trying to seize the jade bottle. Yet this time, even more seals upon it shone, and shoo! It shot up into the skies, like a falling star reversed. It streaked across the heavens until it vanished from sight. A spirit tool, and just like that, it was gone. So that's how it is. Ling Han nodded. They set fishing nets and various other blockades at the furthest upstream point to detain the drifting spirit tools, and when left with no other choice, they attempted to use manpower to fish them out. After all, using a net would not provoke too great a reaction from the spirit tool, but once they directly tried to grab it with their hands, the spirit tool would react on its own and immediately disappear. It truly was a spirit tool that possessed its own spirit. Up until now, no spirit tool has been successfully intercepted? Ling Han asked Lu Bucheng.